How is everybody doing? This is Justin Simpers with another edition of How to Make More Money. In sales, mindset is key. Mindset's everything. And I think, The Secret and all those things are, they're good. They're good for you. But I would ask you one question. Where's your baseline? Where is your mindset foundation? Like if I asked you, hey, I'm going to give you some paintbrushes and a gallon of paint. I want you to paint that car. And you got to use paintbrushes. I mean, how's the car going to look? If I asked you to pull a motor on a car and I handed you, a bunch of ratchet wrenches and that was it, with nothing to pull the motor with, how are you going to pull the motor on that car? And I'd ask yourself the same question. Where is your mindset? Are you an alcoholic? Are you drinking too much? Are you using drugs? Are you doing something to medicate your life? Do you have situations that are unhandled that need to get handled? All of those things may or may not have applied to me, and you're probably going to find those out in my next videos. But what I'm talking to you guys today about is healing your mind to have the best mindset. If you don't have the right tools in your tool belt, then how in the heck are you going to be able to proceed and get the things that you want to get? If you're not in a relationship with somebody and you're not making yourself the best person you can be, how are you going to attract the best person for yourself when you're not true to yourself and true to who you are, right? How is that possible? How is that going to happen? Skipping from one to the other, to the next, without looking within and looking outside to have something fix you is not the way to go. Take case in point this story, right? My dad and my mom split when I was 2.5 or 3 years old. Super young. I don't remember it. Both of them did what they thought was right at the time. I didn't get very much explanation really from either side in regards to what happened and why until much later in life, right? Now, I could count on my hand the amount of times that I saw my mom. My dad, he got custody of me, but I'm talking very few times. It was almost like I didn't remember any of the instances of which I saw her. So we're talking very few, very little contact with my brother and my sister who are half brother, half sister, right? On my mom's side. I had a very big gap. I just ended my first marriage and I was like, I need to work on myself. And what I ended up doing was looking inside to see what it is that I need to fix. And the thing that was obvious to me was my perception of my family. Because I had anger problems, anger issues, and things that were unsolved. And so I went to counseling. And I went to counseling for a while. Right? Now, I'll take it back even a step further. When I was, 23, 24 years old, I wanted to find my mom. I hadn't talked to her in years. And so I could not remember what her last name was. I didn't know what my brother or my sister's last name was. I dang sure wasn't going to talk to my dad about finding out what that information was. So I used resources. I remembered my grandmother's maiden name. I found my grandmother and I literally called every retirement home because I knew she was in one last I heard. And if she was alive in Columbus, Georgia area, I'm going to find her. I ended up finding my grandmother Koshin. And we talked for actually a long time. And it was really refreshing. She gave me all the contact information I needed when I was about 24. And so I'm flash forwarding now to like my 30s, right? I'm in my early 30s. I had not called my mom. I hadn't really made contact. I was scared. So I was trying to fix myself. I went to counseling and I finally got enough strength to realize that I was not the problem. And I needed to reach out to fix those things. And I'm damn sure glad that I did. Because I have a relationship with my brother, my sister, and my mom now that I never thought I would have had. And with that relationship came an understanding. But I will tell you, before I made those phone calls and before I reached out and got in contact and have, nieces and nephews and all this other family. I became right with my own mind on whatever were to happen. If it worked out or if it didn't, I was okay moving forward. How does that help me? That gave me a greater foundation to build and platform off of, to make my sales career better than it had ever been before, because I was way more in contact with myself. Way less anger, way less baggage moving around. And why do I share with you that intimate story? Because that's one of the reasons why I ended up becoming who I am today, is because I am never stopping the search for the truth of my inner self, because I want to give myself the best connection to my own personal foundation so I can platform off of it and grow honestly, and I will know what it is that I need to work on and what it is that I excel at. Sorry for the long video. Had to get personal with you guys. Thank you guys so much and have a nice day.